Hello, welcome to my Florida garden. I've gardened in Ohio and have never gardened in Florida, and last year I decided to begin to garden in the state of Florida where we now live. It's quite an experience. I knew nothing about the tropic or subtropical region, and I'm learning a lot as I go. I've even decided to start a few seeds. I've got a tray of sunflower plants started here, and I've started some zinnias and Mexican sunflower. I want to intersperse them in my garden. I redid the end of my lanai with some Dune sunflower. Just spreads out and blooms so beautifully most of the year. Of course, my plumeria is still dormant, but in April we should get some growth on it. Palm tree was put in by our landscaper, triple foxtail palm. And I've recently purchased a strawberry planter that I found at a garage sale and put some petunias in it to add a little color. I redid the bed over here last year. I had frog fruit in it and that kind of took over, and it wasn't doing it for me. So I've put in a Calusa firebush, and I still have the horse mint and the Simpson stopper and the tropical sage and the Pineland lantana. But in the front, I put in some Kunti palm. Kunti is supposed to be the host plant of the Atala butterfly. Now, I've not seen any Atala in our area. I'm hoping that they have passed through and we've just not seen them because we did not have a plant that they liked. Then we planted this bed earlier this year with some red pentas. Oh, I put my poinsettia in from Christmas because I couldn't stand to throw it away. And in the back I've got something called a red-tipped cocoa plum. It's supposed to become a nice tall bush. I moved my my calamandan, that's what it is. I moved it over here. So far no growth on it, but we're hopeful. This is a starry rosin weed. It's beautiful. It's called a weed, but it can grow wherever it wants to in my garden. And those are called rice button asters. Everything's just getting started. This is my vegetable bed. We've had plenty of lettuce and we ate all of the radishes. A few carrots, beets, lemon balm, fennel, and parsley. Most of those are attractive to pollinators and to butterflies. In the back here, we've got dragon's tail. It's called scorpion's tail, excuse me. Beautiful, cute little white blooms. I often see bees on here first thing in the morning. This is a false rosemary. It is also a pollinator. Oh, we've got a little bee over here. Oh, there he went. And we ate a pineapple, and I started it to root, and so in about a year we'll have another pineapple. My slash pine is doing well. This lovely little plant is called a partridge pea. It's these tiny little blossoms on it. Supposed to self-seed profusely, but I didn't see anything come up from last year. silver buttonwood has grown about twice the size of what it was last year. I moved my rattlesnake master to this area. I wanted to put something else in the other area, so I'm trying it here, hoping that it will be happy there. This is my Rudbeckia, or black-eyed Susan. It has freely seeded all over the bed, which is fine. It's easy to dig up and move around. And back here I put in the Coreopsis. It's the state flower of the state of Florida, so I felt I needed to have a little Coreopsis in my garden. And I planted some Comfrena. Oh, there went a butterfly. I love that. And this is Cassia. This is Privet Cassia, new to my garden this year. One man at the nursery told me I will always have caterpillars in my garden if I plant a Privet Cassia. And I added a pretty little geranium for some flower. There's the spiderwort, supposed to get tiny little blue flowers on it. And this is my beach verbena. It started to bloom. Nothing yet from my mist flower. However, I have seen some growth since I put it in. And the purple coneflower looks like it's doing well. In the back as our backdrop, we have Ocean's Blue Morning Glory. And it's kind of hard to keep it under wraps. It wants to vine and go everywhere. I see it's already heading out across the American Beautyberry. I'll have to encourage it back the other way. The Beautyberry has not started to bloom fresh for this year. It finished up. There's a few berries on it yet. I don't know if they'll ripen yet this year or not. The birds usually come and clean those off pretty well. And we've got porterweed, which is outgrowing itself. I've cut it back several times. In the back, I've planted a wild lime tree. You need to keep it in the back. It's got some stickers on it. It can get you if you get too close. But it too is supposed to be a host plant for the giant swallowtail. And we have seen those in our area. And down here, I'm just starting to see some growth on my swamp milkweed. I thought they weren't going to come back, but the man at the nursery said just hold on, they take their time. So, and I replanted the Gaillardia, or blanket flower, and I see I'm just about to get some bloom on it. So some of my older plants that I had, such as my firebush, were damaged in the 2 hurricanes we had this year. It kind of took some of the branches out of it, but it survived and it's doing well. These are Mexican petunias. Kind of watching them. I'm not sure if they're going to survive. And back in the back we have our wand goldenrod. So I've got space in my garden. I have lots of plants. I keep seeing more things that I want. So I am always adding things to my garden. I want to walk over here and show you one thing I did add this week, and I'm really excited about it. I had a time finding it because it's more common and more native in South Florida. We are more Central Florida, and it is called a sweet almond